Chapter 41 Another External Soul Bone. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the soul-hunting forest, Chrysanthemum Douluo Xiaogang and Ghost DouluoDalu had just finished beating the Tyrannosaurus Rex into a pulp when Bibi Dong, Pope's scepter in hand, strolled out of the woods with Wuhun, her long legs eating up the ground. Bibi Dong gazed at the dying beast, her beautiful face a mask of worry and expectation in her amber eyes. She said softly, "Go ahead, Xiaogang, finish it off and absorb its soul ring." "Got it." Wuhun nodded, taking a deep breath. He pulled a 10-foot-long golden spear, etched with dragon patterns and tipped with an incredibly sharp point, from his Su Ming ring. He started toward the Tyrannosaurus Rex. After developing the Holy Dragon Spear technique, Wuhun had commissioned a renowned blacksmith in Wuhun city to forge this spear, sparing no expense. His goal was to master the spear before his Holy Dragon martial spirit matured enough to ride. That way, he could become a dragon knight, golden spear in hand, ready to conquer the world. But since he hadn't fully mastered the Holy Dragon Spear skills, Wuhun figured this spear would have to stay under wraps for a while. Looks like that's changing today. It wasn't that Wuhun didn't want to use the Sun Sword, the problem was the sheer size of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Its huge, ferocious head, with those dark golden eyes the size of water tanks, the Sun Sword was too short. If he tried to stab it through the eye, he might not even reach the brain. As he approached the dying Tyrannosaurus Rex, Wuhun was ready to put it out of its misery with a swift strike of the golden spear, but then, a thought struck him. With a mental command, he summoned his Holy Dragon Martial Spirit. A burst of golden light erupted. The Holy Dragon Martial Soul, resembling a young golden dragon, materialized beside him. The Tyrannosaurus Rex's huge, dark golden eyes widened in shock and disbelief as it stared at the dragon. "Is that a golden holy dragon?" The legendary pure-blooded dragon. "But why is it summoned by a human? Is that a human's martial soul? No way. That noble golden holy dragon seems to have a physical body. I knew it. Seeing the Tyrannosaurus Rex's stunned expression, Wuhun thought to himself, when he hunted for his second soul ring and fought the golden dragon turtle, he'd seen the same look in its eyes. These dragon soul beasts seem to be more intelligent. Once the holy dragon evolved to a certain level, they could sense the bloodline and identity of the holy dragon. I wonder if that external soul bone the golden dragon turtle gave me is also related to the holy dragon. With a hint of verification in his heart, after Wuhun summoned the holy dragon martial soul, in the shocked eyes of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, he also used the golden dragon spear to directly free the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Soon, a swarm of dark purple lights escaped the Tyrannosaurus Rex's body. A dark purple soul ring formed above its corpse. Wuhun sat cross-legged, closed his eyes, and immediately began circulating the Holy Dragon technique, drawing the soul ring towards him and merging it with his body. A surge of violent soul power erupted from the ring, flooding into Wuhun, but for Wuhun, who practiced the Holy Dragon body forging method, this was nothing. His body could handle it. Still, Wuhun felt that the violent soul power released by the Tyrannosaurus Rex seemed to be simply because of its higher cultivation level and released more soul power, and it was not violent enough in nature. In theory, although soul beasts with only 10,000 years of cultivation have relatively high intelligence, their death will generate great resentment, causing the soul master to suffer mental shock when absorbing their soul rings. But soul beasts with more domineering personalities, such as Tyrannosaurus Rex, human-faced demon spider, and dark demon tiger, even if it is less than 10,000 years, the soul power released by absorbing their soul rings will be more violent and difficult to absorb than the soul rings of other soul beasts. But Wuhun did not feel this phenomenon when absorbing the soul ring of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. This undoubtedly shows that the Tyrannosaurus Rex does not have strong resentment and resistance to his absorption of its soul ring. Holy Dragon, time to show them what's what. Thinking of the possible reasons, Wuhun kept his eyes closed, refining the Tyrannosaurus Rex's soul ring. A flicker of anticipation in his heart. He didn't know how long it took, but as the Tyrannosaurus Rex's soul ring neared completion, a surge of inexplicable soul power poured into Wuhun's body. Concentrating in his right hand, under the watchful eyes of Bibi Dong, Ju Douluo Xiaogang, and Ghost DouluoDalu, Wuhun's right hand erupted in a gray-black light. The whole palm expanded, growing larger, covered in gray-black dragon scales. Sharp claws burst forth from his fingertips. In an instant, Gu Han's right hand transformed into a massive, ferocious gray-black dragon claw, etched with dark golden lines that formed the fearsome visage of a Tyrannosaurus rex. Another external soul bone. Ju Douluo's eyes nearly popped out of his head. He couldn't believe it. External soul bones were the ultimate prize for any soul master. Getting even one was a matter of incredible luck. Gu Han had somehow managed to snag 2 in a row. His luck was insane. Having refined the Tyrannosaurus Rex's soul ring and absorbed the external soul bone it provided, Gu Han slowly opened his eyes, excitement blazing within their depths. He'd been right. Dragon soul beasts were generally intelligent, and their bloodline hierarchy was strict. Once the holy dragon reached a certain level, these beasts could sense the golden blood within it. The golden holy dragon was a pure-blooded dragon. And because the holy dragon was a special martial soul with a physical body, it must have sown doubt in their minds, but in the end, they'd chosen to believe in the blood of the golden holy dragon. Not only had they not resisted his absorption, but they'd willingly gifted him an external soul bone. It seemed that if he played his cards right, he might just score an external soul bone every time he absorbed a soul ring. Congratulations, Xiao Han. That once Gu Han had finished absorbing the soul ring, Bibi Dong, Ju Douluo, and Ghost Douluo approached him. Bibi Dong, Pope's scepter in hand, was the first to congratulate him, her mature and beautiful face radiating tenderness and admiration, but even as she celebrated his success, a flicker of disappointment flashed in her eyes. Xiao Han, your luck is just enviable. An external soul bone is a once-in-a-lifetime treasure for most soul masters. You've absorbed 2 soul rings and gotten 2 of them. It's just irritating to compare. Ju Douluo's effeminate face was green with envy. His tone was sour, like he'd just eaten a whole basket of lemons. Hey! Guess there's just no comparison. Ghost Douluo crossed his arms, his low, cold voice tinged with helplessness. Chapter 42 The Third Soul Skill, Golden Tyrant Dragon Transformation. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. The full moon blazed in the dark night, bathing the land in silvery light. Deep within the soul-hunting forest, Bibi Dong watched as Gu Han absorbed the Tyrannosaurus Rex's soul ring and gained an external soul bone. A flicker of envy crossed her beautiful eyes, but she maintained her pope-like composure. She parted her red lips slightly and asked softly, Xiao Han, show me your new soul skills. Okay, teacher. Gu Han responded, summoning his holy dragon martial soul. It transformed into a golden stream of light, merging with his body as he entered a martial soul possession state. His figure instantly bulked up, becoming more imposing. Golden dragon scales covered his body. His hands morphed into dragon claws, his eyes into golden, vertical slits, and a pair of backward-curving dragon horns sprouted from his head. He looked like a half-dragon hybrid. 2 yellow and 1 purple soul rings slowly appeared beneath his feet. Then, Gu Han activated his newly acquired third soul skill. The third soul ring flared to life. In a surge of intense soul power, a dazzling, blood-tinged, gray-black light erupted from his body. Under the gray-black light, Gu Han's aura surged. The golden dragon scales took on a gray-black hue, streaked with crimson. His figure expanded again, his muscles swelling, making him even taller and more powerfully built. He exuded a fierce and domineering presence. This must be an amplification soul skill. Ju Douluo, watching Gu Han's transformation and sensing the surge in power, nodded in agreement, his voice high and effeminate. But Xiao Han, how much of an amplification does your soul skill provide? Ju Douluo asked, curiosity piqued. Typically, a soul master with a top-tier beast soul can triple their physical capabilities by absorbing a soul amplification skill from a 5,000-year soul ring. Xiao Han, since your holy dragon soul has evolved into a golden holy dragon, a true dragon soul comparable to a 6-winged angel, and you absorbed the soul ring of a top-tier sub-dragon soul beast like the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the effect of your third soul skill should be even stronger. In response to Ju Douluo's question, Gu Han closed his eyes, processing the information his third soul ring provided. In Douluo Continent, soul masters absorb soul rings and gain soul skills. It's a fundamental rule. It's like playing a video game. Characters have skills with descriptions. After absorbing a soul ring, a soul master gets feedback about the skill, especially for those with complex effects. Receiving the information from the third soul skill, Wuhun was surprised. According to the soul ring, the skill actually increased his strength fivefold, along with a fourfold improvement in all other physical attributes, plus, it included a domineering effect. He became immune to control and negative status effects from all energy-based control soul skills, but Wuhun decided to hide some of the skill's true power. You always have to keep a few cards up your sleeve, right? Slowly opening his eyes, Wuhun clenched his fists. A slight smile played on his handsome face as he said, "Elder Ju, my third soul skill provides a fourfold improvement in all physical attributes, lasting for 1 hour. Fourfold. That's the effect of a 10,000-year amplification soul skill. This golden holy dragon martial soul is indeed powerful, rivaling the six-winged angel. Even soul skills produced by soul rings of the same age are twice as effective." Learning that the improvement was fourfold, comparable to a 5,000-year boost, Ju Douluo couldn't help but sigh, impressed. Because the soul ring came from a Tyrannosaurus Rex, the third soul skill also had a domineering effect. Wuhun named it, Golden Tyrant Dragon Transformation. After successfully guiding Wuhun to obtain his third soul ring, Bibi Dong, Ju Douluo and Ghost Douluo made prepared to return to Wuhun City the next day. On the way back, having reached the soul master rank, Wuhun had been planning to leave Wuhun City and strike out on his own once he reached the soul sect level. There was a crucial opportunity he needed to seize, Douluo's ice and fire yin-yang well. Or, more specifically, the fairy herbs growing around it. Wuhun knew about the fairy herbs, having read the original novel and watched the animated series in his previous life. He had some idea of what certain herbs looked like the coxcomb phoenix sunflower, the acacia heartbroken red, and the 8-petal fairy orchid, but he only knew about the ones mentioned in the novel. Wuhun didn't know exactly how many fairy herbs grew around the ice and fire yin-yang well. New ones were introduced in later installments of the series. It was likely that there were more herbs there than those that initially appeared in the novel. Wuhun needed to be able to identify them all. According to the novel, Chrysanthemum Douluo knew about fairy herbs, plus, his classmate Yu Kong had mentioned that the Yu family, descendants of the Chirong Tongtian chrysanthemum family, had studied flowers and plants for generations, possessing many ancient texts that catalogued rare flora. These likely included books describing magical herbs, so, on the way back, Wuhun smiled and said to Yu Guan, "Elder Ju, I've heard you have an extensive collection of books on flowers and plants. I've read almost everything in the library and the classics room. Would it be alright if I came to your house sometime to look through your collection?" "Of course. My house is always open to you, Xiaohan. Come any time." Ju Douluo was surprised by Wuhun's interest in his collection, but he smiled softly and agreed without hesitation. Loving flowers and plants was a rare trait in Douluo Continent, and Ju Douluo had always longed for someone to share his passion. He was thrilled that Wuhun was interested, and after Wuhun's martial soul evolved into the Golden Holy Dragon, his talent had made up for the martial soul's defects. Ju Douluo believed that Wuhun, with his immense talent and luck, and having obtained 2 external soul bones, had unlimited potential. This was an opportunity to forge a connection. He couldn't pass it up. They returned to Wuhun City. After arranging a time to visit Yu Guan, Wuhun parted ways with Bibi Dong and Ju Douluo and went back to his courtyard. Once back, Wuhun couldn't wait to see the soul skills attached to his newly acquired external soul bone. In the courtyard, as soul power flowed into the external soul bone in his right hand, it activated. His right hand suddenly expanded, gray-black scales growing rapidly, transforming his hand into a massive dragon claw. Chapter 43 Bibi Dong's attitude changes. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Let's see what your soul skill can do. Wuhun, after activating the Tyrannosaurus Rex external soul bone, transforming his right hand into a massive, ferocious, gray-black dragon claw streaked with gold, his eyes gleamed with anticipation. He muttered to himself and took a deep breath. then, channeling soul power into the external soul bone, he activated the skill. Instantly, the bone pulsed with a dark, bloody light and an inexplicable force surged through Gu Han's body. He felt a surge of raw power coursing through him, especially in his right arm where the claw was located. The increase there was staggering. Just like after absorbing a soul ring, the bone fed him the basic information of the soul skill. This Tyrannosaurus Rex soul bone's primary function was simple: increase strength. As a 6,000-year-old soul bone, it specifically amplified his entire body's strength threefold and his right arm's strength fourfold. This boost was weaker than the golden Tyrannosaurus transformation, but that particular soul skill came from absorbing a Tyrannosaurus Rex soul ring after his Holy Dragon martial soul evolved into the Golden Holy Dragon. It was powerful because of the Golden Holy Dragon evolution. Considering this Tyrannosaurus Rex soul bone was only a little over 6,000 years old, a 3 times boost to his body and a 4 times boost to his arm felt reasonable. It was pretty solid. Actually, Gu Han named the Tyrannosaurus Rex external soul bone, Tyrannosaurus Rex Gauntlet. And the soul skill it granted, Tyrannosaurus Power. Back in Wuhun City, Hulaina, having heard of Gu Han's return, arrived with Xiaoyu and Yen. Hulaina could hardly believe what she learned from Bibi Dong, that Gu Han's third soul ring came from a Tyrannosaurus Rex over 6,000 years old. Most soul masters acquire their third soul ring from beasts between 1,000 and 2,000 years, anything over 6,000. Unheard of. However, the thought of the little junior brother, once dismissed by Wuhun City, now so exceptional, filled her with a peculiar sense of excitement. It was almost like sharing in his cultivation. Xiao Han, congrats on becoming a soul master. Next year, we can all skip ahead to the advanced academy together. Hulaina, radiant in a white leather dress, her golden hair cascading down her shoulders, radiated a pure and enchanting aura. She practically danced as she approached, her delicate features bright with smiles, greeting Gu Han. However, while Hulaina beamed with happiness for Gu Han, Xiaoyu and Yen wore complicated expressions. They were only 4 or 5 years older than Gu Han, they had barely broken through to the soul elder level, and now Gu Han was already catching up. Worse, their innate soul power was above level 9, while Gu Han's was only 0.25, they never used to believe the saying, there are no useless martial souls, only useless soul masters. But Gu Han was living proof. It made them reconsider everything. Maybe there were truly geniuses out there. Yen felt the most pressure. Due to the Holy Dragon body forging method, Gu Han looked 14 or 15, almost their age, and now his cultivation was neck and neck with theirs. Hulaina clearly had a soft spot for Gu Han. Before, it might have been simple affection for a younger brother, but Gu Han had become something else, a force of nature. Yen worried that Hulaina's affection would blossom into something more, but he felt powerless to stop it. A week had passed since the Holy Dragon evolved into the Golden Holy Dragon. Gu Han realized Bibi Dong hadn't sent him any of the light attribute dragon blood or spiritual medicine. He had mentioned that his Holy Dragon martial soul, after evolving, no longer needed those items, but the lack of any spiritual medicine at all bothered him. He wondered what was going on with Bibi Dong. He decided to ask her directly. He didn't presume that Bibi Dong, as the Pope, would automatically grant him special treatment and resources. Hulaina's treatment wasn't nearly as good as his. Gu Han was acutely aware that this was because of his Luo Sanpao martial soul, which meant he had to constantly monitor Bibi Dong's attitude. He might have subtly exposed Yu Xiaogang to Bibi Dong multiple times, but it seemed to have little effect. Knowing Bibi Dong's ruthlessness, Gu Han needed to gauge her feelings to decide his next move. The next morning, Gu Han went to the Pope's palace and respectfully greeted Bibi Dong. Then, feigning confusion, he asked why he hadn't received the usual dragon flesh and light attribute herbs. Bibi Dong, adorned in a dark purple papal robe, sat upon her ornate throne, holding the Pope's scepter. A hint of guilt crossed her mature and beautiful face as she sighed softly. Xiao Han, it's not that I don't want to help, but I'm not just your teacher. I'm also the Pope of the Spirit Hall. When you discovered a way to evolve the Holy Dragon, I thought your idea had merit. I plan to assist you, hoping to cultivate another genius for the Spirit Hall. But when I used the Spirit Hall's resources so freely, many in the Spirit City whispered that I was abusing my power for personal gain. Now that the Holy Dragon has evolved into the Golden Holy Dragon, if I continue to pour resources into you, it will only fuel those criticisms. I can only ask for your understanding. Gu Han doubted Bibi Dong's words, but they made sense, so he bowed deeply to Bibi Dong, feigning shame. Teacher, I'm so sorry. I was selfish and thought only of myself. I didn't realize the sacrifices you've already made for me. I shouldn't have asked for the dragon blood and spiritual medicine. But don't worry, teacher. I will prove to Wuhun City that your efforts were worth it. Gu Han spoke with unwavering determination. Bibi Dong's delicate face broke into a gratified smile. It's simple to prove that my efforts were worth it. Chapter 44, Wuhun City Great Fighting Spirit Arena. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Teacher, what should I do? Gu Han asked. Standing in the Pope's hall, he clenched his fists, eager to prove Bibi Dong right. A lot of people in Wuhun City think I've wasted the Wuhun Hall's resources because of you, Bibi Dong said, that I've poured everything into you for nothing. Last year's agreement with Xiaogang shifted some opinions after you won. Some people think I was right all along. But plenty still believe you only won because of my resources and that you cheated to win. You can't talk your way out of this. If you want to prove your strength, the best thing to do is compete in the Wuhun City Great Fighting Soul Arena and make a real name for yourself. Bibi Dong stood up, her dark purple robes accentuating her figure. Lifting her head, her beautiful eyes almost seemed to sigh. Finally, she opened her red lips and spoke. Make a name for myself in the Great Soul Fighting Arena? I understand, teacher. Gu Han replied. I'll start tonight. You haven't competed before. I'll have Nana go with you, Bibi Dong replied, nodding with a smile. After Gu Han left, Bibi Dong sat back down, the smile fading. She hadn't told him everything. She never intended to give Gu Han the light attribute dragon flesh and spiritual medicine, but she had ordered people to search for it everywhere, keeping the former captive in the soul-hunting forest and storing the latter. She was saving it all for Yu Xiaogang. Gu Han was just a guinea pig, a test subject. Now that the experiment had succeeded, he was worthless. He actually thought he could ask for more dragon flesh and spiritual medicine. A sneer crossed Bibi Dong's face. Time passed quickly, and night fell, the moon hung high, surrounded by twinkling stars. Wuhun City was still bustling. Though it was night, the city was brightly lit by soul-guided street lamps. Shops stayed open, and vendors hawked their wares. The snack street was in full swing. Stalls lining the road with tempting aromas. Learning about Gu Han's plans from Bibi Dong, Hulaina decided to accompany him to the Great Fighting Soul Arena. As a student at Wuhun City's Intermediate Soul Master Academy, Hulaina usually went with Xiaoyu and Yan anyway. Walking to the arena, she explained the rules. There are 3 types of matches: single, combined, and group. The names basically explain the difference. And the levels are based on metals and gems: iron, copper, silver, gold, purple gold, sapphire, ruby, and diamond. You level up based on points. After introducing the rules, they arrived at the Wuhun City Great Soul Fighting Arena. The arena was a massive, semicircular dome building. A wide staircase led to the entrance, with a square connecting several streets at the bottom. People were streaming in to compete and watch. Let's go, Hulaina said, leading Gu Han and the others into the hall. First, we need to sign you up. Hulaina grabbed Gu Han's hand and pushed through the crowd to the registration counter, ready to get him signed up for iron-level matches. After a short wait, it was Gu Han's turn. The girl behind the counter, wearing a black and white uniform and with long black hair, looked up. You're Gu Han, she exclaimed, eyes widening. She clasped her hands in front of her, looking excited. You know me? Gu Han asked, surprised. Of course. You're my idol. The Pope recognized you despite your low spirit power, and she took you as a disciple. You became a great soul master in just 1 year and defeated Xiaogang. People who say you cheated are just jealous. Xiaogang is older than you, and your spirit can't attach to your body. You used a sword, so what? The girl frowned angrily, defending Gu Han. Hulaina couldn't help feeling a twinge of jealousy. We need to register for the fighting spirit, Xiao Han. My brother and Yan are waiting. Knowing others were waiting, the girl quickly registered Gu Han, took the fee, and gave him the Iron Fighting Spirit badge. Sorry for the trouble, Gu Han said, thanking her. He's so charming. Handsome and polite. The girl watched him go, her eyes shining. After registering, Gu Han joined Hulaina, Xiaoyu, and Yan, and they went to register for the Soul Master Group single fights that night. They were assigned to Fighting Spirit Field number 8. Hulaina led Gu Han through the contestants' tunnel to a spacious lounge. This was the waiting area before matches. Since it was established by the Spirit Hall, the lounge was luxurious. The seats were leather sofas, soft and comfortable. Hulaina explained the schedule. Like other arenas, this one had 3 sections: single, combined, and group matches. The order was Single Soul Master Group, then Great Soul Master Group, Soul Elder Group, and Soul Ancestor Group. Combined matches followed the single matches, and group matches followed combined matches. That way, Soul Masters participating in all 3 wouldn't be late. Chapter 45 Gu Han's Cultivation, the Shock of the 3 Heroes of the Spirit Hall. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Martial Soul City's Grand Soul Arena, specifically, Arena number 8, inside the spacious lounge, decked out in lavish gold. Hulaina was briefing Gu Han on the soul fights here at the Grand Soul Arena. Meanwhile, the speaker system kept announcing matches, calling out the names of fighters as their turn came. Over an hour flew by, the individual Soul Master fights were starting. After a few names, they announced Xiaoyu. Next up, the 4th match of the Soul Master Group in Arena 8 features Xiaoyu. He's a level 32 Soul Master, wielding the Moon Blade. And his opponent, Zilong, a level 34 Soul Master specializing in attack with his Purple Flame Lion Spirit. Xiaoyu boasts a record of 22 wins and 7 losses in the Soul Master Group, currently riding a 5-game win streak. Can Zilong break that streak? Zilong himself has 89 wins and 48 losses here at the Grand Soul Arena. Let's give a warm welcome to both fighters, that the announcer's voice boomed. Go get them, bro. As Xiaoyu stood to head through the players' tunnel, Hulaina's face radiated confidence. She pumped her fist for good luck. Gu Han and Yan added their encouragement. Xiaoyu, tall and elegant in his silver outfit, nodded calmly, took a deep breath, his face serious, and strode toward the arena tunnel. After he left, Hulaina led Gu Han to the far end of the lounge. There was a balcony-like corridor that overlooked the fighting stage, positioned between the 2 sections of audience seating. It was a special viewing area for players in the lounge. Soon, Xiaoyu and his opponent, Z. Long, a young, powerfully built fighter whose spirit was the Purple Flame Lion, emerged from the player tunnels on either side of the arena. Zilong didn't look much older than Xiaoyu. Under the bright spotlight, they climbed onto the stage on opposite sides. Reaching the center, they bowed to each other and gave a brief introduction, following the arena's protocol. Then, the host announced the start of the fight. Xiaoyu summoned his Moon Blade Spirit, instantly grasping 2 crescent-shaped blades. 3 soul rings, yellow, and purple, appeared beneath his feet. Zilong summoned his Purple Flame Lion Spirit. It was a majestic purple lion with long, flaming manes that looked like burning purple fire, radiating power. After the spirit manifestation, Zilong bulked up, his muscles swelling, his black hair turning to purple flames, his eyes becoming purple, and his hands morphing into massive lion claws. 3 soul rings mirrored Xiaoyu's, appearing beneath him. As soon as the transformation completed, Xiaoyu and Zilong charged each other. Although Zilong was older and a few levels higher, and had more experience, the strength of a soul master depended on their cultivation, spirit, and fighting sense. Xiaoyu, a future creator of the full moon soul skill, clearly had more combat talent. In the end, Xiaoyu triumphed, defeated. Zilong gracefully conceded. After Xiaoyu, Hulaina and Yan also took their turns. Though they were fresh soul elders, their opponents were all soul masters above level 45, however. Hulaina was a rare mind-control soul master, and her demon fox spirit was naturally enchanting. She could launch mental attacks at any time, especially against men. So, despite facing opponents several levels stronger, she easily won because they were male. Yan's Flame Lord Spirit, a powerful beast spirit itself, offered both strength and defense. along with fire and earth attributes, making him a force to be reckoned with. He'd withstand his opponent's attacks with his strong defenses, then control the arena with fire and earth soul skills, leaving the enemy no escape, leading to his victory. Finally, Gu Han's name was announced over the loudspeaker. Now, for the 24th match of the Soul Master Group's individual battles in Arena 8. Fighting tonight we have Gu Han, a level 36 Soul Elder and a powerhouse with his Holy Dragon Spirit. His opponent is Niu Zhen, a level 38 Soul Elder specializing in both attack and defense with his Mighty Bull Spirit. Please welcome our fighters. Wait, Xiaohan, you're already level 36. Even though Hu Laina, Xiaoyu, and Yan knew Gu Han had hit level 30 and quickly broken through after the Holy Dragon evolved, they didn't know his exact level. When registering for the arena, the girl at the desk, a fan of Gu Han, let him fill out the form himself, so, the news that Gu Han was already level 36 stunned them. I'm not sure how either. Maybe that spirit medicine the teacher gave me to help the Holy Dragon evolve was extra potent. After I absorbed the ring, I tested it with the crystal ball and I was at level 36. Gu Han looked genuinely confused, smiling sheepishly. His leap from level 30 to 36 resulted from the spirit energy of the crystal blood dragon ginseng, the successful leapfrog ring absorption, and the absorption of the Tyrannosaurus Rex boxing glove, but the external spirit bone was best kept secret, so Gu Han attributed his jump to the ginseng. If only that elixir was given to me. Learning Bibi Dong gifted the crystal blood dragon ginseng to Gu Han made them envious. Soon enough, Xiaoyu snapped back to reality, reminding Gu Han of the challenge ahead. Hey! Xiaohan, your opponent is Niu Zhen. We know him pretty well. He used to be a student at Wuhun City's Intermediate Spirit Master Academy. He's a top talent who was born with level 8 spirit power. His spirit, the Mighty Bull, is incredibly strong and tough. It's only second to the Diamond Mammoth in terms of strength and defense. Be careful when you get out there. Chapter 46, Gu Han's First Battle, One Punch Kill. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Alright, brother Xiaoyu, I get it. Even though Gu Han was sure he could win easily, he listened intently to Xiaoyu's instructions. Then, he turned and headed for the contestant entrance, ready to step into the arena. As he emerged, a brilliant spotlight suddenly illuminated him from above. Simultaneously, another spotlight shone down, highlighting his opponent, the powerful and reckless bull-type spirit master, Niu Zhen. Niu Zhen was a hulking figure, wearing a leather vest that showcased his bulging muscles. He had a buzz cut, thick eyebrows, and large eyes, radiating a rugged, aggressive aura. As Gu Han and Niu Zhen approached the center of the arena from opposite sides, the host, holding a soul-amplifying megaphone, introduced each fighter in a booming voice. The introduction for Niu Zhen focused on his impressive record in the Great Spirit Arena of Spirit City. With his higher cultivation level and longer tenure as a spirit master, Niu Zhen's performance was even better than Xiaoyu's. He had participated in more battles and achieved a winning streak of 19 matches. Defeating Gu Han would secure his 20th consecutive victory. This outstanding record sparked enthusiastic cheers from the audience, who chanted Niu Zhen's name. Niu Zhen. Niu Zhen. Niu Zhen. Introducing Gu Han was a different story. Having never competed in the Great Spirit Arena, this fight marked his debut. The host, in a strained, enthusiastic voice, presented Gu Han as the one-year agreement guy, the lucky one taken in by the Pope. In short, his words were not optimistic about Gu Han. Despite Gu Han's level 36 cultivation, only 2 levels below Niu Zhen, the host, like many in Spirit City, believed it was the result of Bibi Dong throwing resources at him. They saw him as a glass cannon. His actual combat strength was highly questionable. His previous victory over Xiongba was seen as a cheap shot, a lucky surprise, but now that Xiongba had been outsmarted, Niu Zhen would be prepared, and such a trick wouldn't work twice. During Gu Han's introduction, the audience continued to cheer wildly for Niu Zhen. A few voices did shout for Gu Han, but they were mostly girls drawn to his looks, and their cheers were weak. Gu Han ignored them and stepped onto the stage. Once there, he and Niu Zhen met in the center and bowed to each other. Following the arena's traditions, Niu Zhen looked at Gu Han with resentment. As a spirit master from Spirit City, Niu Zhen's spirit was the Mighty Bull. blessed with innate spirit power of level 8, despite this talent, he wasn't chosen by the Pope, Wuhun, whose beast spirit was considered useless and who had an innate spirit power of only 0.25, was accepted. Niuzhen couldn't accept it. He planned to beat Wuhun senseless in this fight. He would prove that the kid didn't deserve to be the Pope's disciple. Take out your sword. You caught Xiaogang off guard with it last year. But even with that sword, I'll show you that I, Niuzhen, am still going to win. After the bow, Niuzhen folded his arms, his eyes burning with battle intent and disdain. I don't need a sword to deal with you. Wuhun responded calmly, refusing to back down. He had used the Sun Sword and its techniques against Xiaogang because he was outmatched with just the Holy Dragon Spirit, but now that the Holy Dragon Spirit had evolved and could be possessed, he didn't need the sword. His spirit and skill would be enough. He was here to silence the doubters and defend his teacher, Bibi Dong. To do that, he needed to win convincingly. Using the Sun Sword would only lead to accusations of cheating. Niuzhen scoffed at Wuhun's words. Finding him arrogant, he was eager to see where this lucky nobody got his confidence. Let the match begin. The host, using a flying spirit skill to soar into the air, finally announced the start of the fight. Mighty Bull, possess me. Niuzhen roared, summoning his Mighty Bull spirit, a huge, muscular, gray-black creature that looked like it was wearing armor. He entered the spirit possession state. Instantly, Niuzhen grew taller and stronger, his muscles bulged, and his skin turned gray-black, like hardened stone. A pair of bull horns sprouted from his head. Simultaneously, 3 spirit rings, 2 yellow and 1 purple, materialized beneath his feet. Take this, kid. Empowered by his spirit, Niuzhen bellowed and unleashed his first spirit skill, Wild Bull Charge. With incredible speed and force, he barreled toward Wuhun. Hit him hard, Niuzhen. The audience roared. Too slow, Wuhun said quietly, watching Niuzhen's charge. Just as Niuzhen was about to hit him, Wuhun vanished. What? Surprised by Wuhun's sudden disappearance, Niuzhen's face changed, incredibly fast. The audience warned Niuzhen that Wuhun was behind him. Niuzhen quickly stopped his charge and turned around, but Wuhun was already upon him. Niuzhen roared and activated his second and third spirit skills, Rock Bull Armor and Mighty Bull Demon Transformation. His figure grew even larger, covered in a layer of rock-like armor. He unleashed a powerful punch at Wuhun. As Wuhun charged, his body suddenly glowed with golden light. A holy dragon spirit, solid and real like a golden dragon baby, appeared beside him. Then, it turned into a golden stream of light and merged into Wuhun's body. After the spirit possession, Wuhun became taller and stronger. Golden dragon scales spread across his body like a tide. His hands became sharp dragon claws, his eyes turned into golden slits, and a pair of curved dragon horns sprouted from his golden hair. What? Niuzhen was shocked. He hadn't expected Wuhun to possess a spirit. Wuhun easily dodged Niuzhen's punch using Yunlong's 9 illusory steps and retaliated with a punch that dented Niuzhen's rock armor. Niuzhen coughed up blood and flew backward, sailing through the air and crashing off the stage. He had been killed instantly. Silence fell over the audience. Chapter 47. Becoming famous, visiting Ju Douluo's mansion. You are listening at novelfull.audio. No way, but I never imagined Wuhun would take down Niuzhen with a single punch. Around the arena, you could hear the murmurs of disbelief from people who'd written Wuhun off as a loser. They just couldn't wrap their heads around it. This was Wuhun, the supposed drug-fueled weakling. His cultivation was only level 36. How could he possibly defeat Niuzhen, a level 38 fighter with 29 straight wins in the Great Spirit Arena? And this time, Wuhun didn't even use a weapon. Were they completely wrong about him? Was Wuhun actually a genius in disguise? Xiaogang was totally channeling something. In the viewing box outside the lounge, Hulaiina's eyes went wide after she saw Wuhun summon his spirit dragon, enter spirit possession, and then KO Niuzhen. Her beautiful face was a mask of shock. Even though she'd heard from her teacher, Bibi Dong, that Wuhun's holy dragon spirit had evolved into a golden holy dragon, she hadn't gotten the details. Bibi Dong hadn't offered much more information either, so, Hulaina had no idea that Gu Han's holy dragon could now possess him. Xia Yu and Yan, standing beside her, were just as stunned. When Xia Yu realized that Gu Han's holy dragon spirit could actually possess him after evolving, he understood. That Gu Han was about to shake things up in the Great Spirit Arena. After all, the Golden Holy Dragon Spirit was on the same level as powerful real dragon spirits, like the six-winged angel spirit of the Qian family, the true leaders of their spirit hall. If Gu Han's martial spirit had evolved into a Golden Holy Dragon but couldn't possess him, well, the Holy Dragon looked like a malnourished young dragon, and its combat power would obviously be pretty low. Gu Han would have to rely solely on his own spirit power and weapons to fight, but the enemy would still have the help of their martial spirit and spirit skills, a huge disadvantage. But a holy dragon that could possess him? That was a game changer. A legendary golden holy dragon spirit, such a powerful real dragon spirit, could amplify and bless the spirit master. The power of spirit skills it produced would be insane. The girls in the audience weren't exactly shouting, but after Gu Han flattened Niu Zhen, the whole arena went silent. Their surprised, excited calls of Gu Han's name suddenly echoed throughout the entire place. The host, finally snapping out of his daze, announced the result. The match is over. The winner is Gu Han. After the fight, Gu Han left the arena and headed back to the lounge. Hulaina, Xia Yu, and Yan were already waiting for him at the door. As soon as Gu Han arrived, Hulaina asked, her voice full of excitement, "Gu Han, can the holy dragon possess you now?" "Yeah, senior sister." After the holy dragon evolved into the golden holy dragon, it gained the ability to switch to spirit form and possess me. Gu Han replied with a smile. "You kept this good news to yourself. I was worried you wouldn't stand a chance against Niu Zhen." Hulaina gave Gu Han a playfully resentful look and gently punched him on the chest. For the next few nights, Gu Han came to the Great Spirit Arena with Hulaina, Xia Yu, and Yan to participate in spirit battles, and in every single match, no matter who his opponent was, Gu Han knocked them out with one punch. In the Great Spirit Arena, strength ruled. People in Spirit City used to see Gu Han as a good-for-nothing with a spirit power of 0.25, just lucky to have been taken in by Pope Bibi Dong. They figured his cultivation was only progressing because Bibi Dong was throwing resources at him. He was a medicine junkie. Even after he beat Xiongba in their bet, some still thought it was a cheap shot, relying on the Sun Sword instead of his spirit. His strength was seriously in doubt, but after seeing Gu Han fight these past few days, the audience's opinion flipped 180 degrees. Now, Gu Han was seen as handsome and strong. Handsome, of course, because he was gorgeous, practically flawless. Thanks to the Tianyan system, Gu Han's looks were off the charts, making most guys jealous and most girls fall head over heels. He'd gained a ton of female fans. Strong. He could take down any opponent in one punch. Wasn't that proof enough? And then there was tragic, referring to Gu Han's tough life. He was an orphan with pathetic spirit power. He couldn't even possess his martial spirit and was written off as useless, but Gu Han never gave up. He found a way to evolve his spirit, which earned him Pope Bibi Dong's respect, and she took him as a disciple. Later, with Bibi Dong's help, Gu Han finally managed to evolve his spirit and fix the possession problem, becoming a powerful spirit master. It was seriously inspiring. Even the spirit masters in the spirit hall who used to complain about Bibi Dong started to admire her, because Gu Han's talent and strength were proof that Bibi Dong's investment was paying off. After all, a spirit master who was only 8 years old and nearly invincible in his age group. You couldn't just buy that with resources. In the spirit arena, Gu Han racked up 5 straight wins with his one-punch kill technique. He also signed up for the Holy Dragon Knight tag team matches, winning 3 2-on-2 fights in a row. Gu Han was quickly becoming a legend in the Spirit Arena and Spirit City. Before long, it was time for Gu Han to visit Chrysanthemum Douluo Yueguan, as he'd promised. After preparing a gift, Gu Han used the address Yueguan had given him to find the Douluo's mansion. The huge, antique-looking oriental mansion took Gu Han by surprise. In Spirit City, most of the buildings were Western style. He hadn't expected Yueguan's place to be an oriental mansion. Gu Han knocked on the door. Chrysanthemum Douluo Yueguan, dressed in a golden robe, with long golden hair and a delicate, almost feminine face, quickly opened the door. Well, if it isn't Xiaohan, that seeing it was Gu Han, Yueguan smiled and warmly welcomed him inside. Once Gu Han was inside, he understood why Yueguan had chosen an oriental mansion, because they had big yards. Yueguan's yard was packed with flower beds, each one overflowing with colorful flowers and plants, filling the air with a rich, sweet fragrance. The whole courtyard was like a sea of flowers. Chapter 48 In Bibi Dong's heart, Yu Xiaogang is no longer a human being. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Elder Ju, these flowers are incredible. Stepping into Ju Douluo's mansion, Gu Han admired the vibrant flower beds in the yard, his praise genuine. Ju Douluo was visibly pleased. For a flower enthusiast, nothing beats a compliment on their gardening skills. Gu Han then presented the gift he'd brought. You shouldn't have. Ju Douluo Yuguan said, a hint of surprise on his handsome face. Nonsense, who says you can't bring gifts? Gu Han chuckled. I heard you were a big fan of flowers, so I got these rare seeds from the market, colorful irises, moonlight chrysanthemums, and white jade lotuses. Colorful irises, moonlight chrysanthemums, and white jade lotus seeds. Ju Douluo Yuguan's eyes widened. He'd been searching for those flowers. Ju Douluo Yuguan was both amazed and impressed. This kid isn't just a prodigy when it comes to soul master research and training, but he also understands people. The more you give, the more you get. Wise words indeed. Regardless of his position as an elder, he also valued Gu Han's potential. Even without a gift, Yuguan wouldn't have cared. But the fact that Gu Han had taken the trouble to bring a thoughtful present meant a lot. Gu Han had definitely made a good impression. It was a shame there wasn't a girl Gu Han's age in their family, or he'd have set them up immediately. Xiaohan, the books you wanted are all in the study, Ju Douluo Yuguan said, gesturing to the shelves with a smile. Stick around for lunch, your Uncle Ju will cook for you. Show off my skills a little. That Yuguan was eager to become friends with Gu Han, and Gu Han, always polite, knew how to play to his strengths. With Bibi Dong away, Gu Han quickly grew close to Ju Douluo Yuguan, soon calling him Uncle Ju. Yuguan was delighted. Just as Ju Douluo Yuguan was about to leave, Gu Han hesitated. Uncle Ju, can I ask you something? What is it? Ju Douluo Yuguan looked puzzled. Teacher hasn't been sending me dragon meat or light-type elixirs lately. Teacher said it was to avoid gossip, but before, when she asked people to get them, she sent several cardinals from the Pope's palace. Now, she's not sending them, but those cardinals still haven't returned. Uncle Ju, is what teacher said true? Gu Han asked, taking a breath. Ju Douluo Yuguan fell silent. This Xiaohan really pays attention. Yuguan was impressed. If Gu Han had asked this before, he would have played dumb. But after spending the day with him, he realized Gu Han was mature and perceptive. Otherwise, he wouldn't have picked up on those details, and considering Gu Han's talent for evolving his martial soul into a golden holy dragon, coupled with his luck with external soul bones, he could very well surpass High Priest Qian Dao Lu. It was worth befriending such a genius. And if you want a real friend, offering help is better than praise. Ju Douluo Yuguan decided to tell him the truth. Xiaohan. I can tell you. The Pope is still hunting light attribute dragon soul beasts and collecting herbs. But none of that's for you anymore. If I had to guess, I'd say the Pope is preparing those for someone else. This person is a taboo subject in Wuhun city, and in the Pope's heart. Don't ask about it, pretend you don't know anything, and take everything the Pope says at face value. Some things are better left unknown. Ju Douluo gave a solemn warning. He couldn't help but sigh. Ju Douluo was only loyal to Bibi Dong because of power. In his heart, he wasn't truly devoted to her. He always felt that Bibi Dong harbored a deep darkness. She seemed kind on the outside, but she was actually ruthless. Her two-faced nature made him feel like he was living with a tiger, just as I thought. After hearing Ju Douluo Yuguan's answer, Gu Han was silent. He knew Bibi Dong's true nature, that he was just a test subject for Yu Xiaogang. That's why he never believed Bibi Dong's words, and by observing the Pope's palace, he'd noticed something was amiss, but he wasn't sure. Now, after questioning Ju Douluo Yuguan, his suspicions were confirmed. It seemed that after he'd successfully evolved the Holy Dragon into the Golden Holy Dragon, Bibi Dong had intended to replicate his method for Yu Xiaogang and had already begun preparations. Wuhun sighed. You can't be indifferent all the time. As a time traveler, Wuhun knew Bibi Dong's blackened nature, so he never fully trusted her and even feared her, but after becoming her disciple, Bibi Dong was kind on the surface, and she always treated him well. This made Wuhun want to change Bibi Dong, to help her see Yu Xiaogangs true face, and to forge a genuine master-apprentice relationship. That's why Wuhun refuted Yu Xiaogangs martial soul theory in front of Bibi Dong. He wanted her to see Yu Xiaogang for who he was, but he'd failed completely. Yu Xiaogang held the same place in Bibi Dong's heart as he'd suspected. Before the secret chamber Douluo incident, Bibi Dong was simply naive and deceived by Yu Xiaogang, and there was still hope. After the secret chamber Douluo incident, that Yu Xiaogang became more than just a person. He was the embodiment of her beautiful memories, the pure love deep within her heart, the one ray of light in the abyss-like darkness, and her only reason to keep going. No one could ever change Yu Xiaogan's status in Bibi Dong's heart. Chapter 49, Fighting Yen, the goddess has me in her heart. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Wuhun's visit to Ju Douluo's mansion proved to be quite fruitful. Not only did he confirm Bibi Dong's shifting behavior, but he also discovered a very old parchment in Ju Douluo's study. This book contained a wealth of information, including detailed descriptions of precious medicinal ingredients and several fairy herbs, along with their properties and uses. Wuhun meticulously scanned and recorded the entire book using the Tianyan system's analysis function, confirming Bibi Dong's changes. Prompted Wuhun to start planning for the future. Before he had successfully evolved the Holy Dragon into the Golden Holy Dragon, he suspects Bibi Dong still found him useful. He could sense her affection, at least on the surface, but now, having achieved the Golden Holy Dragon Transformation, he might no longer be valuable in her eyes. Bibi Dong had already started deceiving him. She claimed that to avoid criticism, she had stopped procuring dragon blood and light attribute spiritual medicine. For him, however, she was secretly gathering those very resources for Yu Xiaogang. Wuhun wasn't necessarily expecting her to provide those things for him, but this change in attitude signaled to him that his usefulness had expired. Knowing Bibi Dong's ruthless nature, she might be planning to steal his martial soul evolution method and attribute it to Yu Xiaogang. All to bolster Yu Xiaogangs' reputation as a master of martial soul theory. It could be done if executed properly, but first, she would have to eliminate him, the true researcher. This realization made Wuhun anxious. However, Bibi Dong likely hadn't collected enough dragon blood and light attribute spiritual medicine yet, and she probably hadn't located Yu Xiaogang. So Wuhun still had time to prepare. Since his current cultivation level was only level 36, Wuhun began making plans to leave Wuhun city and explore the world once he reached level 40 and could hunt for soul rings. Driven by a sense of urgency, Wuhun intensified his training. Without the light attribute dragon flesh and spiritual medicine from Bibi Dong, he dedicated his time to cultivation. Supplementing his morning sword and spear practice, he practiced the Holy Dragon body strengthening method in the mornings and the Holy Dragon skill in the afternoons. Only at night did Wuhun participate in soul fighting to improve his combat skills. After the soul fighting and before going to bed, Wuhun also practiced the Golden Holy Dragon visualization method to strengthen his mental power. Through frequent soul fighting, Wuhun discovered that his mental strength directly impacted his control over the Holy Dragon martial soul. The Holy Dragon's ability to venture outside his immediate vicinity was also linked to mental strength. Greater mental strength allowed the Holy Dragon to travel further from him. However, distance didn't sever the connection between them. If the Holy Dragon exceeded its limit, it would instantly return to his body. Though Bibi Dong no longer provided dragon blood and light attribute spiritual medicine, Wuhun continued to invest heavily in soul beast blood and flesh to nourish the Holy Dragon. His investments in several papermaking workshops with Qian Renxue and Wuhun city ensured he remained financially comfortable. After his visit to Ju Douluo's mansion, time passed quickly. Wuhun consistently won matches in the Wuhun City Great Fighting Soul Arena, achieving 10 consecutive victories in the individual battles and 8 consecutive victories in the combined battles. The individual and combined fighting was proving too easy. Wuhun decided that after the night's fighting, he would start challenging the Soul Sect group in both individual and combined battles. That day, in the Fighting Spirit Arena Lounge, Wuhun, Hulaina, and the others waited for the announcement of the Soul Master Group's individual matches. Finally, Wuhun's name was called over the loudspeaker. Next, the first duel of the Soul Master Group's individual fighting will be held. The first players to play are Gu Han, a level 36 Soul Master with the Holy Dragon Martial Soul, a power attacker, and Yen, a level 32 Soul Master with the Flame Lord Martial Soul. * My opponent is Yen. Gu Han turned to see Yen looking back, surprised. He hadn't expected to face Yen in the Soul Master Group's last individual fight. Yen clenched his fists, a surge of excitement running through him. He had finally waited for this day. As Gu Han's achievements grew, the pressure on Yen mounted. As an admirer, Yen could sense that Huaina's feelings for Gu Han had evolved from a sisterly affection to something more, especially as Gu Han grew closer in age to them and his talent and strength continued to develop. Yen couldn't accept it. He was the one who came first. For Huaina's sake, he wanted to challenge Gu Han in a head-to-head fight. The loser would have to give up their feelings for her. Determined to win, he returned to his family and asked for a nearly 10,000-year-old fire Ganoderma, which elevated his cultivation to level 35. He had to win this soul fight. Yen, remember to go easy on Xiaohan in the fight, Huaina said to Yen before they left after learning that he would face Gu Han. You're older than him. Yan's heart sank. Nana, his cultivation is higher than mine. You're telling me to go easy on him. Do I mean nothing to you? Realizing her words weren't ideal, Huaina quickly added, Xiaohan, if Yen isn't your match, remember to be gentle. The goddess does care about me. Yen perked up instantly. Entering the arena through the contestant tunnel, they stepped onto the left and right sides of the fighting stage to the cheers of the crowd. When they met in the center of the stage to exchange bows, Yen suddenly spoke solemnly. Gu Han, I challenge you to a man-to-man fight. A man-to-man fight? Gu Han asked, slightly amused. What do you mean? In this soul fight, we decide the winner in one round. The loser is not allowed to pursue Nana anymore. Yen declared resolutely. Gu Han chuckled to himself. This was like a bad soap opera, where the male rivals fight each other for the heroine's love, with the loser forced to leave. Sorry, but I can't agree to that fight, Gu Han responded. Senior sister's affections are her own choice. It's disrespectful to make her a prize. Besides, you're mistaken. My relationship with senior sister is simply that of fellow disciples. I don't understand what you mean by not being allowed to like her. Chapter 50 Senior Sister Likes Me. The Power of Love. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. On the fighting stage, hearing Gu Han say that betting on Huaina was disrespectful, Yen thought about it and agreed. He felt ashamed and smacked himself on the head. As her number one admirer, how could he not have considered that? If Nana found out, she'd be furious. Yen felt a pang of regret, but when he realized Gu Han didn't understand his objections to his feelings for Huaina, Yen's heart ached. He clenched his fists. Don't you get it? Your senior sister has a thing for you, not like a sibling, but a real crush. I can feel it. I know I'm right. Senior sister likes me. Gu Han was floored. Ever since his spirit awakened at 6, Huaina, obsessed with appearances, had doted on him, treating him like a younger brother. That doting hadn't stopped, so Gu Han genuinely couldn't tell if Huaina's feelings had evolved. In his past life, he was just a regular guy, not some player or a shoulder to cry on. Gu Han wasn't experienced with relationships. He was sure Qian Renshue loved him, and he liked Qian Renshue too, for her kindness and dedication, but Yan's conviction made Gu Han uneasy. Was this the sixth sense of a simp for his crush? Whatever, let's settle this like men. I'll prove I'm better, that only I can make Nana happy. Composing himself, Yan took a deep breath, his fire reignited. He glared at Gu Han, passion burning in his eyes. What a simp. He really was determined to win her over. Gu Han was speechless at Yan's fiery declaration. You have to beat me first. Now, let the spirit battle begin. The host, amid the cheers of the crowd, finally announced the start after presenting their records in the arena. Flame Lord, possess. As soon as it began, Yen roared, summoning the Flame Lord spirit. A fiery red light erupted as a fire demon-like entity, without wings, made of red rock with golden magma blood, materialized behind Yen. Then it plunged into his body. Yan grew taller and bulkier, dark red rock armor hardening on his skin, his eyes glowing red, and 4 long, curved rock horns sprouted from his head, 3 spirit rings, 2 yellow and 1 purple, rose from his feet. First spirit skill, Hell Magma Rush. Second spirit skill, Granite Rock. Transformed, Yan unleashed his skills. He summoned a searing wave of magma that swept towards Wuhun, then, the rock skin rapidly thickened, becoming granite armor, and he charged. Holy Dragon, possess. As Yan summoned the Flame Lord, Wuhun summoned the Holy Dragon and entered his own transformed state. He became a golden half-dragon, facing the Hell Magma Rush. Wuhun activated his second skill, Holy Dragon Battle Armor. His second ring lit up, and a golden shield-like armor surrounded him. Instantly, Wuhun used Yunlong Jiuhuan body method and dashed forward. Protected by the battle armor, the magma caused no harm. In a flash, Wuhun was in front of Yan, his golden dragon claws clenched into fists so fast. Despite witnessing Wuhun's speed before, facing it head-on, Yan's face paled. He couldn't react, and could only brace his granite-armored arms. Bang! The golden dragon fist slammed into the armor. As a powerful beast spirit, Yan's defense was incredible. No spirit master of equal level, not even Xiaoyu, could break it without skills, but Wuhun's punch cracked the granite. A tidal wave of force sent Yan flying backwards. What kind of power was that? His arms aching, Yan was horrified. Was the golden holy dragon really that strong? Third spirit skill, Hellfire. Still reeling, Yan activated his next skill, unleashing a consuming dark red fire that swirled around, hoping to deter Wuhun, but Wuhun, relying on the battle armor's defense, plowed through the flames and reached the stunned Yan. He unleashed a storm of golden dragon fists, shattering the armor. Yan coughed blood and flew backwards. Maybe he went too hard. Wuhun felt bad when he saw Yan vomiting blood and collapsing. Yan was a rare defensive spirit master. Wuhun lost himself in the fight. As a master of the Holy Dragon Body Forging method, his base strength rivaled a spirit master's, and the spirit amplified it. While his power wasn't at a full-strength Soul Emperor's level, it was close to a Soul King's. Yan, a defensive Soul Master, couldn't withstand that. Yan was blasted backward, armor shattered, and lay motionless on the ground. The host waited, and when Yan didn't move, he raised his speaker to announce the result. I declare the winner of this spirit fight is... Wait. A weak but determined voice called out. I'm not beaten yet. For Nana, I can't lose, I can still fight. Fueled by love, Yan sat up, gritting his teeth. Despite his apparent injuries, he struggled to his feet. The crowd gasped. He stood shakily, but clenched his fists, wiped the blood from his mouth, and shouted weakly but resolutely. Wuhun. You think you can beat me like this? Don't underestimate my love for Nana.